where do you dump?
Yeah.
You know, where do you have it? Well, there you go.
Along these roads we roam, we find adventure through traveling, camping, boondocking, and exploring.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vlogcast episode number 34. My name is Russ.
And Carrie.
And we are the roads we roam. We are a couple living in our little guy Max. We have been for 2 months now.
Just over.
Yeah, we did a whole vlog on that yesterday, so go ahead and check that one out. We go over all of our expenses, experiences, miles we've traveled, stuff like that. Anyways, we do this vlog 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, we have a video we like to call Faces and Places, where you get to go with us. We take the camera out with us. You kind of get to see what we see through the lens of the camera. And stuff we've been talking about all week long as well. And then we have 2 opportunities where we get to talk to you live on YouTube. That is Friday night, which is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you're watching this and it's during that vlog, it's during that live cast, switch on over. You can come back to this one later. And again, we also do it on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
That's our coffee hour.
Yes.
My favorite time.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who may not know already, if you don't have time to watch this and you want to take it on the go, you can download this audio version on iTunes or iTunes or Spreaker.
Yes, definitely. It's a podcast format.
Exactly. So we are in Hernando, Florida through Christmas.
Yep.
Our son comes out soon.
Pretty
Yay!
soon, yes.
I haven't done any shopping yet. Well, it's hard in a trailer because where do you hide it?
Not only that, we put out 8 videos a week. I don't know how you have time to shop.
I do a lot of online shopping.
Yeah, there
Typically, you know, Amazon's great for that. They
Yeah.
wrap it, they send it. Kiana, that's how you're getting your gift this year. But I haven't even started. So tonight, go keep yourself busy. I got to do all my Christmas shopping. Last day to get stuff
Go
sold.
keep myself busy. You mean on the dinette couch while you're over in the bed area?
Yes, top secret. Top
Okay.
secret stuff going on there. Chilly weather. The rain is coming and going. It's moving out, but it's only going to be like a high of 59 today and get down to 45 tonight.
That's
But
not bad. I'll take
Not
it.
bad, but 30s.
What?
Potential
What?
for 30,
In Florida?
Yeah, tomorrow night.
My goodness.
I hope that changes between now and
30s
then.
in Florida.
Yeah,
Who'd
what
have
did I
thunk?
come to Florida for?
Yeah.
So today we kind of went around, took care of a lot of little things. Russ got a haircut.
Yeah.
You can't see it yet. You got to turn it in Saturday. Faces and Places.
No, we can show
it. No, top secret.
I was going to show you guys, but apparently
Top
I
secret.
can't.
Did he get a mohawk or not? See?
Oh, you're ridiculous.
Inquiring
You're
minds want to know.
ridiculous.
Leave that on. Okay.
Okay, moving on.
Hey, drama where we can, you know? All right. We've been here for a while. Now, get this. We've been here about a week, and we're just getting to the point where we needed to empty our tanks, which I thought was pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
We really haven't gone into the house that often to use it. So just kind of showing 2 people living in the little guy Max, depending on how often you use it.
Yeah, as long as you're not showering. Showering will fill that gray tank pretty quick.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
And that we found out at the campsite that last.
Yeah, it's like one or 2 uses, done.
Yeah, and I'm standing there and it's like, it wouldn't drain my.
Yeah,
feet
you'll know if
sloshing
your
around.
gray tank is full because your shower will not drain.
Yes. So, but I was really happy. We had to figure out where to go dump it because obviously your mom's house is not hooked up with the whole setup.
Yeah, and you don't want to dump it on the lawn.
No, that would be bad. That would be bad.
So are we moving right into the topic of the show now?
Before we do that, I wanted to talk about what else we did.
Okay.
So when we went to go do that, we broke one of the sewer hoses. So thankfully we had a second one on hand because a little plastic
those
clip.
little locking plastic clips just sheared right off. I've got video of it on our video coming out Saturday, our Faces and Places video.
So one of the things that you would really be grateful for having redundant equipment, always keep an extra sewer hose on hand just in case.
Yeah, it came in handy this time, boy.
So we did a quick trip to Camping World. We got that. This was the largest Camping World we've been to.
You know, the
equipment area.
Exactly, yeah. Man, their accessories and stuff that they have, I mean, it was like a small Kmart.
It really was. And this was just east of Hernando. It
Yeah.
wasn't in Ocala. It
Okay.
was south of it. It was called Camping World at the Villages.
Gotcha.
So, but it was really, really big, and we could have done some damage had we walked around more. And
Yeah.
Abby and Billy came in with us. The lady at the cashier asked if Abby would like a dog treat, and of course Abby would like a dog treat. So she gave Abby one, and immediately Abby clued in on that. So then she just sat all pretty, waiting for more.
Looked
Had
up.
everybody in line, fawning all over her,
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
it was adorable.
Billy got one and spit it out. She didn't like it, so Abby loved it.
Yeah, Abby liked it. And she
By
had
the
a
way,
good time.
look at Abby.
I know she's
just
racked
crashed
out on the bed right now.
on the bed. She
well, that
looks
trip to
comfortable.
Camping World,
Yeah.
and we did. I will be honest here. Can't walk into Camping World and not just look at RVs.
Yeah, I mean,
And So, of course, the salesman doing his salesman thing. Well, come, I just got to show you this one thing. Abby got to go for her first ride in the golf cart.
Yes.
So that's probably why she's crashed
That was
out.
like a limo golf cart. It had like 3 rows of seating in the back.
Yeah, and with all the rain, it had the little
Yeah, it had a
curtains.
little, that was
I felt
that was
special.
a classy golf cart.
We did not buy a new one, for anybody asking.
No,
We're
it's just
happy
kind
with
of
our
like
little
walking
guy.
through the mall, doing some window shopping.
Well, it's fun just to be up to speed on the new technology and the things that are out there.
Yep.
And let's see. So now we can go on to the topic for the day.
Okay.
Our little escapade today, trying to find a place where to dump the dump tank,
Yeah.
brought us up, started thinking this should be a good topic for the day because it wasn't intuitive to us right away. When you're at a campground, it's easy.
Yeah.
Campgrounds, people automatically think if I have full hookups, you
You've
just,
got sewer and everything
there.
right there. Yep.
or if you don't, it's some campgrounds, like at state parks, you get just the water and the electric.
Some of the campsites are like
Some
that.
of the campsites. And then they have a central dump station. If you're an overnight guest, you get to dump for free. So
Yep.
that's all I thought of. So the first time when we had that portable waste tank, where do we go to do it? What did you wind up doing? We had driven by a campground.
So yeah, we saw a campground nearby. So we gave them a call, and I said, "Hey, do you guys have some public dump areas out there? We've got a Blue Boy, and we'd like to dump that there." She said, "Unfortunately, we don't do that anymore." But she told us 2 areas that did. One was another campground, and the other one was a state park. And we chose the state park because it was a little bit closer.
It was a little closer. So, number 1, if you're already at a campground, that seems fairly obvious.
Yep.
Number 2, find a local campground and call and ask them. You don't have to be a guest there for normally a nominal fee, which we can kind of cover later. You can go there even though you're not a guest, go to their dump station if they
Yep.
have it. And it seems like that they're very open where if they don't offer it, they know where it is.
Oh, I'm sure they get all kinds of calls about that because nowadays with so many people mooch docking like we are right now or boondocking, you do have to dump your tanks. So I'm sure that these places get calls all the time like what we did.
And state parks, whether they have campgrounds or not, I think a lot of them still offer that service.
A lot of them have that. That's where we went today. It actually had a campground, and then also I've seen them when we've been driving down and pulling into rest stops. You
A
see
lot of
them at
rest stops now have had it.
especially in Georgia and Alabama. I probably wasn't looking before, so we may have seen them in Louisiana and Texas and stuff like that, but I didn't
But
see
now
it.
that we're in that mindset, now we keep our eyes out for it.
Yes, but I did see them in Georgia and Alabama for sure.
So rest stops, Camping World.
Yes.
We know that at least the ones we've been to, they offer it.
Yeah, I think you should call ahead, or if you've got an app or you've got a book, I'm sure they have that information in there. Probably best to just call ahead and ask if they've got a public dump area.
Rest stops outside of just the ones along the freeway, like Pilot Flying J's.
Okay, so
TAs.
truck stops.
Truck stops, yes.
Yeah.
Truck stops will often offer those. You
Yeah.
just go in and ask.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to think of where else. you've got, I think we covered the majority that I know of. Now, for the ones that we may not be thinking of, that we haven't experienced yet, I found 2 places that we can check. Now, one, Russ mentioned apps. I use the Campendium app, and you can actually select the filter for just dump stations, and it shows this little poop icon where you can go that are just dump sites. Now, when I first did that, it didn't look like there were any close by us. But then I realized if there's a campground by us, so those won't be identified with the little poop icon solely by itself. So the ones with just those little icons, it's like a gas station or something like that that will allow you to do it. But it's also very user community oriented. So if you find a new one, you can add in, you can send it in, so that way other people can find out about it.
I think it's important that if you do get that Campendium app and you do find one, take your time, put it in there, because it helps the whole community out.
And it helps you remember for when you're coming back,
Yeah,
if
true.
you're traveling around a lot.
That's a really good point, because we travel so much. You know, I was getting my hair cut today, and the guy said, "Oh, so what route did you take?" I was like, yeah. We're on 10, we're on 75.
Google told me.
Yeah, we were everywhere. But, you know, I mean...
I don't think you know wherever.
Well,
you just know I tell you left, right, or
Well, I mean,
straight.
it's just a good point. Especially when you travel a lot, you're not going to remember everything about every place. So that is a good idea. If you're not interested in helping the next guy out, next time you come
Help
through.
yourself.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing about that app, you can put little hearts next to one. So if you go back to an area later, you have a list of all the ones that you've identified that, okay, I looked at that one and that one looked like a good one. Maybe you wanted to go to one and it was booked the week you were going to go there, but next time you're in the area, it's like, oh, look, it's available that time.
Yeah.
So you can select the little favorites icon. But another thing I found online, it's a website, SaniDumps, SANIDUMPS.com. You go in there, you just put in the zip code that you're at, and it will give you a list, and you can click on it for directions, and it gives you all the details, how much it costs, everything.
Nice.
So if you have access to a computer and you're planning in advance, that one I literally just found right before
Is
we
it
go.
smartphone and tablet friendly?
It was. I pulled it up on my phone.
Excellent.
So
So it even has directions.
yeah, you can click, because
Great.
it has the exact address, and you just click on it with your phone, at least with the iPhone, but I would
like
imagine
that.
Androids do
Oh,
it
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So if you are looking for places to dump, because I've seen online a lot of people ask questions, well, where do you dump?
Yeah.
You know, where do you have it? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't think we went into prices.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you can typically, I would say, anywhere from $10 to $15 if you're not a guest at one of these sites.
Some of the ones on SaniDumps I saw for $5.
Nice.
So-
Yeah, most of the ones I've seen were 10 to 15. Today we paid $10.75.
$10 plus tax.
Yeah, and then I could see that the it looks like the ones in Georgia and Alabama that we saw at the rest stops were free. I don't know, but I didn't see anywhere where it had like a fee. It just had the dump area, so they might be free.
That would be very...
Yeah, anytime
Very
I
nice.
could save $5 or $10, you know, I mean, that adds up.
Well, we have to recoup the money, because as if you watched yesterday, I'm really going to be watching that budget line
Yeah.
lately. So
I think
we're
that was
on
a
it.
very interesting vlog yesterday. To people that aren't or are looking at doing this, because I think your perception of how cheap it is, you know, is different than reality. And then, you know, I mean, it really comes down also to being, we could have had it a lot cheaper, but it comes down to being strict and following that regimen that you set for yourself. So
Definitely. I mean, we are spending less money. We're not paying a traditional mortgage. We're not paying for the pet service or the pest control or lawn service and things like that. But you wind up spending it on other things. So there are trade-offs, and you just have to find what fits your lifestyle best.
okay,
Now we have a couple comments
all right.
that I thought were cool. So Carl asked us, does your son still metal detect? Now, a little bit of backstory there. Years ago,
Yeah.
our our son was actually the one into making little videos, and Russ was heavy into his metal detecting.
Yep.
And our daughter had gone off to college, and it just hit Russ. Oh my goodness, I only have 2 more years before he moves away. You know, our daughter's time just kind of flew by, and before we knew it, she was gone, and then you started.
Brett was into movie making, like Carrie said. I was into metal detecting, and I said, how can we get these two together? Brett really wasn't interested in metal detecting all that much, but he was, as Carrie said, into movies. So we started doing these spoofs off of real movies. You know, like we did a Jeremiah Johnson one. We did Raiders of the Lost Ark. Conan. You know, we did all these little spoofs, but so they would use lines and scenes from the movies, but with a metal detecting background. And the more we did that, Brett started getting into detecting a little bit. But to answer your story or your question, Carl, no, he does not metal detect now. He will go out with me when he's home. I think a lot of it has to do with he moved away to Seattle. He didn't have enough room to take a detector with him, and really he's so busy now. You know, he's a young kid. Well, not kid. He's 24. Is he 24? Yeah, I was thinking maybe he's 25. And he's trying to make a life for himself. So metal detecting's taking a back seat. Maybe later on, just like all of us, come back around to it.
I'll tell you though, it was fun watching the two of them put those videos. I mean, all week long working on the scripting and the Mom, we need to buy these props. We need to get this stuff. They're on his RB's Variety channel. If you go under parody videos. I think
the coolest thing about that is Brett started to shy away from him when he got older because of the girls and stuff. But anyways, he will have that to look back on in 40 years, you know. And I think it'll be something that'll bring a lot of joy.
A lot of good memories with that. So thank you, Carl, for asking, because it allowed us to kind of walk down memory lane a little bit.
Take a trip down memory lane for sure.
And kind of give all the rest of you a little insight onto how crazy and zany
go check those. Go check those out. RB's Variety channel under parodies. Okay.
And you can do it on our website and go under the YouTube links. We have that.
All right.
Okay,
moving
so
on.
Bill asked, have you ever looked into Just Park? It's an app and a website. Homeowners rent out parking space for nomads and travelers. Now, I haven't. And from Bill's comment, he said he wasn't sure. He had just heard about it.
Yeah.
I looked at it quickly online. It looks like it's primarily focused, or at least it gears itself towards urban people looking for parking spaces in and around the city area. It doesn't really seem to target for people with RVs. It doesn't give you a question to put in your length or size.
Gotcha.
Or what
So
it's like.
what's the other site that's kind of like that for RVers?
Well, this one's free. It's Boondockers Welcome.
Boondockers Welcome. That's what I was thinking of.
Boondockers Welcome, you can pay a fee, and then you also have Harvest Toasts.
Yeah.
You pay a fee. Harvest Toast is $40.
No. I was talking about Boondockers Welcome.
Okay, Boondockers Welcome. You just pay that one-time fee, and then you have a listing of people that open up their yards, and you can boondock. And
typically they're RVers as well, so they've got room, or they're like you are. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they ask if you plug in or use their water to offer them a little bit just to compensate.
Yeah, it's common sense.
Now, Stephanie commented on our site, and she said...
That was actually on Facebook.
On Facebook, okay.
Yeah.
And she was referring to our video yesterday where we talked about our 2-month review, and she said she loved it.
Yeah, thank you.
And she said, thanks for sharing the budget and expense scenarios. You know, really helped her.
Yeah.
And she wanted to know specifically, are you mooch docking through friends and family or through social sites? Now, we broke down, if you didn't watch yesterday, how many nights we spent mooch docking, how many nights boondocking, how many nights at campgrounds. So Russ answered briefly online, we've been mooch docking the majority of the time. I think we've only boondocked one night, and that was at a TA station.
Yep.
But our mooch docking has been through friends and family.
Yeah, mostly family. We've only done friends once. But and I think the other part of that, she asked if
we got fed really well too.
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah. Kate and KV took care of us. But and then she also mentioned if we were using social sites for that. No, but we do plan on doing a lot more of that here in the future. Why don't you talk about the interesting one you found with the equestrians and stuff like that?
So next week, we are going to kind of start venturing. We're using Hernando, Russ's mom's house, as a home base as we go and explore Florida. And I want to keep our costs down. So I found this place that's run through the state. You pay a $24 pass for a pass, but you get to stay at these equestrian camp sites for free, but there are no amenities there.
Yeah,
Some you may get a porta potty there on site.
So it's primitive camping.
It's primitive camping, but if you just want a nice place to stay, say you're passing through, you cannot reserve it online. You have to call and make the reservation. So it's a little bit more effort, but then what they do is they send you a pass that you can print out and you put on your vehicle.
Excellent.
And you can stay for a few nights.
So we are going to... You're actually going to sign up for that tonight.
I found 3 of them that sound really interesting, so we're going to stay 2 nights at each one.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of ping pong around, and we can give our reviews on them. And also just a change of scenery. The sun is supposed to be coming out.
We should have more on that in a week or so with our vlogs, but we'll definitely have some video of that in not this week's Faces and Places video, but next week's Faces and Places video.
The reason why this is so interesting to me, you hear all the time that there are a ton of boondocking places out in the Southwest with BLM land, and that you can't find anything on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And I was almost resolved, other than staying at your mom's, that it was going to be very expensive to stay anywhere in Florida in December and January.
Yeah.
Going into that, I had just resigned myself to that. But to find this option, $24 is less than half of one night somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then it opens up all these different locations that are around, and you can find those locations on Campendium.
Yeah, and I think you saw 5 in the Tampa area. I mean, so there's a lot of them.
There are. So some of them look more bare bones than the others, and I want to go and explore, take the dogs out for long walks, and take advantage of the good weather that we're supposed to be getting.
There you go. So we'll have more about that next week. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your comments, your tips, your questions, your concerns. As I've mentioned before, we use those a lot as show topics. So keep them coming. There are multiple ways you can get a hold of us, and Carrie will tell you how you can get a hold of us.
I'm not going to tell you until you take a second, like and subscribe.
Okay, like and subscribe
there
first.
We go. All right, thank you. So after you've done that, you can always check us out at our site at theroadsweroam.com. We're also on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget, as I mentioned earlier, we are also on iTunes and Spreaker for podcasts.
Yep. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.